smile when I was happy, now I cry. I put myself together. Dahlia's name is a flower, and her grandmother, Vanessa's dad's mother, her name was Rose, which is also a flower. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about her, Rose Friedman. I'd like to tell you a little bit about great-grandma Rose. Her name is also flower, like yours. Your mom remembers many fun times at Grandma Rose's house. Rarely did we visit her without having a tea party. Grandma Rose would take out tiny dishes, cups, and teapots, which would be filled with delicious tea. Pieces of cookies and cake would accompany the tea. What fun. On each birthday, Grandma Rose would take your mom on an outing downtown. She and your mom would ride the L to downtown Chicago, where your mom would pick out a dress, a toy, and go for lunch before returning back home via the train. She was a warm, generous woman who loved being with her granddaughters. She was born in Russia of Jewish parents. She grew up in a Jewish Orthodox home with her two younger brothers. She married her husband, Max, and raised two sons, the younger being your papa, Mark. She loved little girls, so I know she would love being here with you today. She would love being here. You can read it. Grandma Rose was a giving person. She never visited anyone without bringing him or her a present. Today, her gift to you is your flowering name. And we were supposed to have pictures of the grandmothers here, so I hope I'm creating a picture. I may not be able to read this. No. I cried when I wrote it, too. So I was moved. And Dahlia's middle name is Esther.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Dahlia, now you're going to get me crying. When your mom was pregnant with you, I suggested that she might want to name you after my mother, Esther. Big loud. Now you have been given her name as your middle name. Though we have a photo of her here today, I would like to also create a picture of her for you. She was born Shirley Esther Palis in Chicago, Illinois in the year 1919. Shortly after she was born, she was renamed Esther, and she used that name throughout her life. She was the second daughter of three daughters that Rose and Harry Palis raised. Esther was a tall child with dark brown curly ringlets. Her parents raised her in an Orthodox Jewish home, and she attended the Chicago Public Schools, where she was captain of her high school basketball team. She liked jazz and loved to dance and sing. She met the love of her life, your great-grandfather, Irwin Fry, and raised three daughters with him. She liked to bowl, knit, entertain, and raise her children. She was a modern woman, always keeping up with the styles of the times. She had a wonderful sense of humor and loved being around people. Our home was filled with family, friends, and laughter. Great-Grandma Esther saw me as an independent child, and I raised your mother and Aunt Michelle to be independent women. Esther was a fun grandmother to your mom. She began a tradition of sending your mom a half birthday card on her half birthday. A tradition continued even now. Esther loved butterflies and wore butterfly pins, clothes, and other jewelry. Though we don't know the derivation of the attachment to the butterfly, we think of Great-Grandma Esther whenever we see a beautiful monarch butterfly. Our family hopes that with the name Esther, you will carry on all of her strengths, accomplishments, dreams, and hopes for the future. I know she would have loved
Did you want to add anything?
Yeah, just, I do. I'll go first. Just as we're on Grandma Rose and Grandma Esther.